President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has signed the amended Electoral Act 2026 into law. Here's what just happened, why it matters, and the bigger picture many people are missing. Welcome to Hodges Report. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has signed the amended Electoral Act 2026 into law, and this development is already drawing attention across the country because it sets the rules that will guide how elections are conducted as Nigeria moves closer to the next general election cycle. This decision came after the National Assembly completed its review and passed the amendment bill, making it one of the most important political steps taken recently. Many observers see this as a signal that preparations for future elections are entering a more serious phase, because once an electoral law is signed, institutions begin aligning their plans with the new framework. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe so you can stay updated as more details unfold. What makes this news significant is that electoral laws are not just technical documents, they shape how votes are cast, counted, and accepted by the public. When changes are made, they affect political parties, candidates, election officials, and voters. In simple terms, this law influences how the entire election process will run, from party primaries to the final declaration of results. That is why conversations have started immediately among analysts, politicians, and citizens who want to understand what this means going forward. The amended law introduces adjustments designed to improve planning, clarify procedures, and strengthen the structure that supports elections. Over time, Nigeria has updated its electoral framework to address lessons learned from previous polls, and this latest amendment follows that pattern. Each election cycle reveals areas where improvements can be made, whether related to logistics, timelines, or administrative clarity, and lawmakers often respond by refining the legal structure. One of the key areas people are discussing is how results are handled and transmitted. For years, there has been public interest in ensuring that election outcomes are managed in ways that build confidence and reduce misunderstandings. The new law maintains provisions that allow the electoral authority to use technology where appropriate, while also ensuring that practical realities are considered. This balance reflects ongoing conversations about how to combine innovation with reliability across different regions. Another important element is timing. Election timelines determine when political parties organize primaries, when campaigns begin, and how preparations are scheduled. Adjustments in these timelines can help reduce pressure on institutions and allow better coordination. By clarifying deadlines and procedures, the law aims to create a smoother environment for both administrators and participants. As reactions continue, many people are asking what this means for everyday citizens. The answer is simple: electoral laws influence how leadership is chosen, and leadership decisions affect national policies, economic direction, and public services. Even for those who do not follow politics closely, the impact eventually reaches daily life through governance and decision-making. Please remember to like this video and subscribe so you do not miss future updates and explanations like this. Looking deeper, this amendment also reflects a broader effort to strengthen institutional processes. Electoral systems rely on clear rules, strong coordination, and public trust. When the framework is updated, it can provide an opportunity to address concerns that may have emerged previously. Analysts often view such reforms as part of a continuous cycle of improvement rather than a final solution, because democratic systems evolve over time. Political parties are expected to study the new provisions carefully. Changes in regulations can influence how candidates are selected, how internal processes are managed, and how campaign strategies are designed. Parties often adjust quickly because compliance with electoral rules is essential for participation. As discussions continue within party structures, we may see new approaches emerge in response to the updated law. Public engagement is another important aspect. When people feel informed about how elections work, they are more likely to participate and follow developments closely. Transparency and communication help build confidence, which is essential for any democratic process. Conversations across communities, media platforms, and public forums often increase whenever electoral reforms are announced, and this moment is no exception. It is also worth noting that implementing a new law involves multiple steps. The Electoral Commission typically reviews its guidelines to align with the updated legal framework, and operational procedures may be refined accordingly. Training, planning, and coordination become priorities to ensure that everyone involved understands the new rules. This process can take time, which is why early adoption is important ahead of major elections. Another angle to consider is how technology continues to play a growing role in election management. Over the years, systems such as voter verification tools and result viewing platforms have been introduced to enhance efficiency. While technology offers opportunities, it also requires infrastructure, testing, and careful oversight. Policymakers often aim to strike a balance that allows progress without creating unnecessary complications. The signing of this amendment has also sparked broader reflections about democratic development. Many observers view electoral reforms as indicators of how institutions respond to evolving expectations. Citizens increasingly expect clarity, fairness, and efficiency, and legislative updates are one way to address those expectations. Discussions about how well these goals are achieved will likely continue as the next election cycle approaches. In communities across the country, conversations are already happening about what people hope to see in future elections. Some emphasize the importance of smooth logistics, while others focus on transparency and timely communication. These perspectives highlight the diverse priorities that shape public opinion, and they remind us that electoral processes involve both technical systems and human expectations. At the national level, policymakers often emphasize stability and continuity. Ensuring that elections proceed in an orderly manner is a shared objective, and reforms are typically designed with that goal in mind. By refining procedures and clarifying responsibilities, the amended law aims to support a predictable and organized process. Observers are also watching how stakeholders respond. Statements from political leaders, civil society organizations, and analysts can shape the narrative and influence public understanding. Healthy debate is a normal part of democratic systems, and differing viewpoints often contribute to deeper analysis. As reactions emerge, they provide insight into how various groups interpret the changes. Another important consideration is education. Informing voters about any updates helps reduce confusion and ensures that participation remains strong. Public awareness campaigns may play a role in explaining procedures and encouraging engagement. Clear communication can make a significant difference in how reforms are perceived and implemented. Economic observers sometimes note that political stability and credible processes can influence investor confidence. While electoral laws are primarily about governance, they can also have indirect effects on broader perceptions of institutional strength. This connection highlights the wide-ranging impact of decisions like this one. Please take a moment again to like this video and subscribe, because staying informed helps everyone understand how these developments shape the future. As the conversation continues, attention will likely turn to the practical details of implementation. How institutions interpret the provisions, how guidelines are updated, and how preparations unfold will all be closely watched. Each step contributes to the overall effectiveness of the reform, and careful monitoring helps identify areas that may require further clarification. Citizens often play an important role by following updates, asking questions, and engaging in discussions. Public interest encourages transparency and accountability, which are essential components of any democratic process. By staying informed, people can better understand how policies evolve and what they mean for the future. Another perspective involves historical context. Nigeria has seen multiple electoral reforms over the years, each reflecting lessons learned and changing priorities. Comparing past and present frameworks can provide insight into how the system has evolved and where it may be heading. This ongoing evolution underscores the dynamic nature of governance. Looking ahead, the period leading up to the next election will likely feature continued dialogue about preparation, readiness, and expectations. Institutions may release additional information, and stakeholders may offer recommendations. Such discussions contribute to a broader understanding of how the process is developing. For many viewers, the key takeaway is that electoral laws form the backbone of democratic procedures. When updates occur, they signal that institutions are adapting and planning for future challenges. Understanding these changes helps citizens follow developments with clarity and confidence. Community leaders, educators, and media organizations often play a role in interpreting reforms for the public. By translating complex legal language into accessible explanations, they help bridge the gap between policy and everyday understanding. This process supports informed participation and encourages constructive conversation. As reactions continue to unfold, it will be important to observe how different regions and groups interpret the changes. Diverse perspectives can enrich the discussion and highlight areas where further engagement may be beneficial. Listening to a range of voices helps create a more complete picture of the reform's impact. The signing of the amended Electoral Act also serves as a reminder of the importance of institutional processes. Laws are developed through deliberation, review, and approval, reflecting the collaborative nature of governance. Each stage contributes to shaping policies that aim to serve the public interest. In the coming months, updates from relevant agencies will likely provide more clarity on operational details. Announcements about guidelines, timelines, and preparations can help everyone stay informed about progress. Keeping track of these developments ensures that expectations remain aligned with reality. Please remember to like this video and subscribe so you continue receiving clear updates as the story develops. Public conversations about elections often extend beyond technical issues to include broader reflections on civic responsibility. Participation, awareness, and constructive dialogue all contribute to a healthy democratic environment. Reforms can provide an opportunity to renew these conversations and encourage engagement. Another aspect worth noting is the role of observation and feedback. Monitoring processes and gathering insights help institutions refine their approaches and address any challenges that may arise. Continuous learning is a key component of effective governance. As attention remains focused on this development, many people will watch how preparations unfold and how stakeholders collaborate. Cooperation among institutions, parties, and communities is essential for smooth operations, and shared commitment can support positive outcomes. Ultimately, the signing of the amended Electoral Act 2026 marks an important moment in Nigeria's political timeline. It reflects ongoing efforts to refine procedures, strengthen systems, and prepare for future elections. While discussions will continue, the focus now shifts to implementation and practical impact. Staying informed allows citizens to understand how decisions at the national level connect to everyday experiences. Awareness fosters engagement, and engagement strengthens democratic processes. Following developments with an open mind can help build a clearer perspective on what lies ahead. Thank you for staying with this update. Please like this video and subscribe for more real-time news and thoughtful explanations as events continue to unfold.